Good morning, this is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The sentencing hearing for a 24-year-old Sioux Falls man who killed his baby son will continue today for a second day. Dylan Castamore pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree manslaughter and 1 count of child abuse. Castamore will get at least 65 years in prison, but the state is pushing for a life sentence. Prosecutors believe Castamore is beyond rehabilitation, but the defense argues many of the injuries Daxton suffered were from life-saving measures, not abuse. The judge will hand down her sentence after final statements from the prosecution and defense later today.
A North Carolina man was flown to a Rapid City hospital after a crash in Deadwood. Police say it happened just before 6:30 Wednesday night at the intersection of Pioneer Way and Lee Street. Witnesses told authorities that the 68-year-old was crossing Pioneer Way when he was hit by a westbound vehicle in the outside lane. The man suffered critical injuries. Authorities say speed and alcohol do not appear to be factors in the crash. For right now, the driver of the vehicle is charged with failure to yield right-of-way to a pedestrian. The crash is under investigation, so more charges could be possible.
We now know the cause of Wednesday night's temporary 911 outage across South Dakota. Lumen Technologies is the service provider for the state's 911 systems. In a statement, a spokesperson confirmed outages in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Nevada were due to a third-party company installing a light pole unrelated to their services. In a press conference Thursday morning, Mike Gramlich, the director of Metro Communications in Sioux Falls, said 911 calls were pivoted to their non-emergency line throughout the 2.5-hour outage. They were still able to receive 911 text messages.
One of the great improvements as we came into this new facility as part of the city, we implemented a real-time analytics program that was instrumental in helping us identify quite early, long before we received any coordinated messaging or notifications from anywhere else.
Gramlich says to his knowledge, Metro Communications has never before experienced an outage of that magnitude. To read the full statement from Lumen Technologies, visit this story on KELOLAND.com. Now let's get a look at today's weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. A bit cooler and a bit breezy, Brian.
Yes, indeed. A throwback here to more March-type weather this weekend. Highs in the 40s today, and I would expect tomorrow, too. Quite a few of these 40s. We're calling for 42 in Watertown. What makes the biggest difference here, too, is the wind out of the west-northwest at 25 to 40. A couple of instances, maybe a little bit more than that. And add into it a few more clouds and a passing flurry in northeastern KELOLAND. That's a quick look at weather, and we'll run down the details of the rest of the weekend coming up.
Thank you, Brian. Well, if you're doing some spring cleaning and wanting to get rid of sensitive documents, the Shred event is Saturday in Sioux Falls. The event has grown in recent years from 1 location to 4, featuring 3 document shredding partners. The suggested donation is $5 per bag or box, with the money raised benefiting Crime Stoppers of the Sioux Empire. But Jesse Schmidt with the Better Business Bureau says don't shred everything.
You never want to shred any documents that relate to the current property that you live in. So if you have any loan papers, even if you've now transferred that to a different facility, anything as it relates to property you don't want to shred. Anything that relates to your vehicles and car titles and what you own, you think, oh, I've owned this car so long, I don't need that. No, don't shred those things. Those are things you want to keep around.
The Shred event is tomorrow from 8 a.m. until noon at 4 locations in Sioux Falls: Lincoln, Roosevelt, Sioux Falls Christian, and Washington High Schools.
More and more doctors across the country are speculating that weight loss medications could be affecting birth control in women. Medications like Ozempic and Wegovy slow the emptying of the stomach. When taken with an oral contraceptive, the birth control might not be able to absorb properly. It could also be a result of improved health.
Those changes allow the female hormones to cycle more regularly, causing more regular ovulation, and make it easier for them to get pregnant, where it was a struggle all along because extra weight inhibits those healthier processes in the body.
While there's no medical proof on these theories yet, doctors recommend women use an extra form of birth control until they know how their medications affect them.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather today, northwest winds, and you can see that on this weather map, all that current of wind, fairly gusty today, and temperatures by midday, a lot of low 40s in the south. Some of you in the north, you're just going to struggle to get out of the 30s today. And you add to that, too, those thickening clouds from North Dakota. We've been watching some snow showers as well this morning north of Aberdeen. We'll see how many of those actually hold together. But it looks like tonight we'll lose these clouds, and then we'll also see those temperatures dropping quite a bit. Tomorrow morning, I would say upper 20s, pretty likely in Sioux Falls, and mid to upper 20s around Aberdeen. Even Rapid City could be down in the lower 20s tomorrow morning. During the afternoon tomorrow, still northwest winds, maybe not quite as strong as today, but still a lot of upper 40s to near 50-degree weather. And then after another frosty start Sunday morning, I think we'll turn the corner, and Sunday afternoon looks okay. A few low 60s out there. And, you know, if the wind's not as strong, I would argue that's not going to feel too bad at all. So at least I think we'll salvage their part of the weekend. Monday into Tuesday, it looks like some chances of rain showers will come back on the scene, and also it'll try to warm up a little bit better on Monday ahead of that system. 48 today in Mitchell, your KETHLAND live Doppler HD forecast. 42 in Watertown, your 7-day forecast. So next week, back to the 60s. I think we'll take the mention of any frost and freeze weather out of the forecast. And while it's not overly warm, I think at least those 60s will feel better. Thursday of next week, we could be up close to 70. I would watch the pattern. There may be some showers and thunderstorms by the end of the 7-day outlook. Aberdeen also will see some of those chances of rain. Looks like by Monday into maybe early Tuesday. There's also going to be a batch of northwest winds that may come back here on Tuesday. So it's not entirely smooth sailing next week, but it's not as cold. And I think at the end of the forecast, it should start to warm up a little bit better with upper 60s and low 70s. Even for Pierre, we're watching that in your 7-day forecast. And along with that, that noted chance of a shower on Monday. And Rapid City, it's definitely colder at the very beginning here in those mid-40s. And then by Sunday, we get a nice rebound to 66. Check out the complete details online at KETHLAND.com.